guys, what's up? It's QE here. We're starting out, we're doing Xtfy Gaming versus Tapatio Esports. It's an EZL match. They already started, but we're still in game one. I've got Blakeinator here that's going to cast for us. And
how's it going, everyone?
Yep, there you go, and we're going to get right into this game.
So we did see, with the draft, a little bit of a recap for you guys. Not too much going on, no team fights or anything yet, but we had a first ban Catherine with a second ban Lyra. First pick Grace into a Idris and Lance pick, and then Scarf into Blackfeather, and then final pick was Glaive for side B. So we got Matt Banku on Grace. We have Stinson the second on Blackfeather. We got the Mist on Scarf for Xtfy Gaming, and then we have Danman 5550 on Idris. We have King of the Palace, or King of the Place on that King Glaive, and then we have TXGR, or TXG Red Link on the Lance for TXG Gaming. So, not too much going on. We do see we are having a Crystal Idris up there in the lane. He does have his path for the Crystal going up, so he has that extended range going on right now. We see Scarf looks like going towards a first item Eve. No Fountain on either side, both getting decently close. We see a Glaive porting back, gonna be picking up the boots and finishing off that tension bow. We do see Blackfeather going in for some nice damage on the Lance, with the Lance doing a nice chunk, being able to get that scout trap to pop on him, and Idris coming down, trying to be able to take him out, but not quite going to get there. We're going to see Mist and Matt Banku going to push some nice damage on this turret, and going to get it down to about half health, but now going to try to just get out of there, get some damage off on the Lance. There goes the Holy Nova. On point, going to connect onto Danman, doing a nice chunk of damage, but Danman being able to get a nice chunk back out onto that Blackfeather, and both teams are going to be disengaging. Glaive on his way up, looking to possibly go in for an engage here, get the in-wall not connecting, so Banku is going to be able to get out of there. We see, like I said, Scarf going for that first item Eve. Going to be able to get that nice little bit of regen off on those Spitfires. Dealing some nice damage. No defense on the Glaive or the Idris, so going to be able to get a good chunk of HP back from those Spitfires from that Eve lifesteal. And give him a nice little bit of a sustain for the early game. Ooh, nice damage going off onto the Idris, getting caught out in that goop. And ends up getting it lit before he can get out of there. Glaive and Lance there. Lance going for the Impale. Afterburn going to come out. Boots in front of him, going to be able to push him back. Scarf not going to be able to get out of there, so just going for the kill onto the Idris. Going to be able to take him out before he goes down. That's going to be first blood for Idris, for Scarf. Really good play by Scarf, knowing he wasn't going to be able to get out of there after being afterburned by that Glaive. So ends up going deeper into the fight to be able to take out that Idris first, getting that first blood bonus, that extra 100 gold, and that's not going to really make that much of a gold lead. Gold pretty even right now, only about 100 gold lead for the side of Xtfy Gaming, and this game pretty even so far on both sides.
Yeah, it was definitely a really good move by the Scarf. I really like that.
Yeah, definitely seeing the skill and the experience of laning and just experience of getting those good plays and making good decisions coming off from the Mist just shows you, if you just look deep enough, that he's a good player and knows what he's doing, and that's why they're in this EZL match. So a nice Impale followed by the Githyan Wall, going to lock down the Grace a bit, but going to be able to get out of there. Fountain is up in 2 seconds, so Grace will have that Fountain. Lance was able to buy Fountain last time he hit shop, so they are going to have Fountain this fight. So they are not at a disadvantage this time for this team fight if it ends up going down. We do see, it looks like Blackfeather is going for a first item Sorrow Blade. So definitely an interesting pick by him. But gonna be oh, Afterburn coming out, going to knock down that Grace, but the Fountain coming out. A little bit of a selfish Fountain, but it keeps them from getting the kill and will keep them from being able to push that lane. So, good call on the side of Matt. Thank you. Scarf getting some nice damage off on the Lance. Going through boots out, try to hit that Spitfire, but Lance popping his sprint boots, going to be able to get out of that Spitfire range and stay alive for a little bit longer. We do see, looks like Glaive might be going breaking point first, or second item, but quite possibly might as well be going for a Sorrow Blade. We will see when he gets enough gold. Blackfeather going to be able to finish off that Sorrow Blade, so he's going to be dealing a nice chunk of damage here for a bit. Hitting that level 8, so we'll have that extended range on his on point, being able to get some nice poke damage off onto the Glaive, the Idris, and this Lance. Get some nice poke damage, a little bit of chip damage, and give that opportunity to build those Heartthrob stacks, and just have that opportunity to engage with his Faint of Heart, and get a nice engage there to fight off these teams. So good Githian Wall, does end up stunning the Grace, but Blackfeather able to get in there, get some nice damage off. Idris is on his way back up to the lane, looking to get into this fight and maybe secure a kill or two on this Blackfeather or this Scarf. Scarf does have the Broken Myth finish, so he is going to be getting stacks from this little bit of poke damage. The Goop doing some nice damage. The Blackfeather gets locked down, but the Fountain coming in just at the last second, able to save him. Great timing on the Fountain by Matt BenQ. Getting caught out a little bit, Stinson the second getting caught out a little bit by the Impale Githian Wall combo, as well as the Afterburn, but able to get out of there. Lance missing the Impale, and that is going to cost him his life. That is going to give a kill for the side of Xtfy Gaming, and quite possibly a chance to push this turret and take it down. Glaive on his way up. We do see an Atlas being finished off by Lance, so he's going to be able to shut down the attack speed coming off by that Blackfeather. There goes the Divine Intervention off of the Blackfeather, or the Scarf, but not going to be able to finish it off in time. Idris looking to get that kill. There go the boots. Going to be able to finish him off. Backing up, popping the Healing Flask. He's going to be able to get out of there, and that's going to be a nice double kill by Idris. Being able to hold off that attack. Being able to hold off that attack on the turret and be able to turn that around for a double kill. Really great gameplay coming off by Dan the Man, and King doing some nice assistance with some afterburns and a little bit of chip damage coming off from that tension bow.
Whoa, that was a big chunk of damage they did to that Scarf.
Oh, nice Impale plus Githian Wall combo coming off by TXG, but not going to be able to follow up on that with Dan Man. But Scarf is looking to most likely get out of here and go heal up some, but is deciding to stay. Probably thinking he can just get some enough HP back from his Spitfires with that Eve regen. And having the Blackfeather up, feeling a bit comfortable, having that a little bit of support. So, gonna stay up here, get a little bit of regen back from that Eve, and be in tip-top shape. We do see the Atlas being finished off on Grace as well, so gonna be able to Atlas take away some of that attack speed coming out from the Glaive. Glaive did end up finishing that Sorrow Blade, so he is going to be dealing a nice chunk of damage. Having Sorrow Blade Tension Bow is just a really good burst for Glaive, doing some nice damage. You see right there, one basic attack followed up by the
Afterburn.
by the Twisted Stroke is going to be taking down quite a bit of damage off of the Grace, and Grace does have that Atlas. So you do see the power of that Tension Bow Sorrow Blade coming out. So we got the Shatterglass Alt Current coming off on the Idris, so going to be able to doing a lot of damage with that Chakram. His basic attacks, while already doing CP damage on those ranged attacks, now is going to be doing every other basic attack is going to be doing an increased amount of CP, having that alternating current proc coming off every other basic attack. So we see Sorrow Blade Shift coming off on Blackfeather. Matt Q going in with a Benediction. Get that Holy Shield up. Doing a little bit of nice damage off onto TXG. But they're going to back up. Get a little bit of regen back from that Flask. And there goes the Impale. Followed by the Afterburn with the Githian Wall putting him back. The Shimmer Strike being popped onto the Blackfeather from Idris. And Blackfeather is going to go down. Not having much defense. He just got shut down by the Impale. Afterburn combo, and just not much they could do there. There goes the Impale. Nice Afterburn onto the Grace. Githian Wall pushing her back a little bit more, but they're not going to be able to secure that kill. Scarf being able to put some nice blind fire off from the back line to keep her out of danger and get Grace out of there with the goop to slow them down. Nice poke damage coming off from that Chakram. Nice damage, really good damage coming off from Dan the Man. Trying to get some nice, do the wave push, do some nice damage off on the turret. Is going to get caught out by Spitfire with the goop, do some nice damage. But he is going to be able to get out of there. Having that Dragon Heart, really good play by Idris. Having that increased HP, that 400 plus 400 HP is just really good. Keeps him alive, gives him a little bit of that health buff to just give him more advantage to get in, do some damage, and not worry about getting melted down. So we see a Barb the Needle coming off from Glaive, so it looks like he will be going towards a Shiv. We see the the Clockwork being finished off by Scarf, so he's going to be dishing out a lot more Spitfires and Goops from here on out. Going to be able to just create some nice opportunities to just engage for their team, slowly build up those Broken Myth stacks, and then just engage in there with maybe a Dragon's Breath or a really nice placed Goop and bring this team fight over to his side. So we do see the Crucible being finished by the Grace, so she will have that reflex block to be able to pop for possibly an Afterburn or an Impale by the Lance. Scarf does have a reflex block as well, and then we all know that the Blackfeather has those built-in reflex blocks with his Rose Offensive. And ooh, nice chunk damage from that Tension Bow coming out, taking Blackfeather down to about half health just from one swipe of a Twisted Stroke. So we do see that Tension Bow Sorrow Blade dealing a lot of damage, especially since Blackfeather does not have any defense. Nice Impale to get the wall coming off on Blackfeather, but the Divine Intervention is going to be able to bring him up to just about full health again. And right now, Xtfy Gaming at a bit of an advantage. Idris kind of low, so they might be looking to engage here on a good team fight and dish out some nice damage. But really heavy damage being coming out from this Chakram. If he can land those Chakrams right, it's just going to be dishing out a lot of just fire coming off from those Chakrams, from those basic attacks with the range from his CP path. There goes the Afterburn. Impale missing the Blackfeather. There's the Holy Nova, going to stun the Glaive and the Lance, but they're going to be able to get out of there. There goes the Dragon's Breath, having 4 broken mid stacks, going to be dealing a decent amount of damage. Impale coming in to lock him down, but the Crucible going to block the Atlas as well as the Afterburn punt by Glaive. So Scarf looking really good position right here, having the Eve, able to get himself back up to pretty much full HP. Looking to get the turret here. Faint of Heart going in on the turret as well as the Holy Nova. They're going to take the turret down. Looking to get this Idris kill. Impale not landing. There goes the Afterburn. Going to punt Grace away. Scarf getting low. Rose offensive. But there goes the Goop to slow down the Glaive. Doing some nice damage. Up to 9 broken mid stacks. There goes the Impale. Maybe a Holy Nova. There goes the Holy Nova. Going to combat roll out of the way. Idris going to be able to take down the Grace. But there goes the basic attack off on Scarf. Scarf goes down. Can Idris go in? Idris getting the triple kill onto the Blackfeather. Great gameplay, nice positioning by Dan Man, able to take down, slowly get down that Grace, finish off the Scarf, and then a really well-placed Chakram there to finish off the Blackfeather, get the triple kill, and secure this first turret for the side of TXG Gaming. So really good gameplay by both teams. Team Xtfy Gaming had a really good engage there, was really good at disengaging there, having the Goop placed down to just slow down that Glaive. I was able to take him down, and the Lance did as best he could to use those Impales, get the walls to lock down the team, but just couldn't do enough, was able to be taken out. But then the Idris, really great positioning, just great calm instincts going into this fight, was just able to just focus down one person at a time. That Chakram dealing damage to both the Scarf and the Grace, dealing some nice damage, getting those basic attacks from that alternating current, as well as just his CP path, was able to melt down that Scarf, and then a really well-placed Chakram was able to finish off that Blackfeather for the triple kill, and the Ace to finish off that turret. Nice damage coming off from the Glaive onto the Scarf. Fountain not being popped. All 3 of them really low on the side of TXG. There goes the Dragon's Breath being popped, but not going to be able to use it for the team boots out of the way under the Crystal Sentry, so they weren't going to chase. Looking to push some nice damage off on this turret with the whole team being low. There goes a Chakram, not going to connect with anybody. Lance looking to get a nice impale here. Just waiting for the right moment. Gonna pop the fountain. Nice impale hitting all three. Afterburn gonna end up landing on a minion. Holy Nova gonna stun the Lance. Blackfeather able to finish off the Scarf. Or finish off the Glaive. But Idris gonna take out that Scarf. Chakram going out, but not gonna be able to finish off. Lance gonna take out that Blackfeather. And that's gonna be a decent amount of damage coming off from this Grace onto the turret with only the Lance being up. So good engage, really good triple impale by the Lance, pushing all three of them back with the Githian wall to give great opportunity for Idris and Glaive to just lock onto the Blackfeather and the Scarf. Blackfeather was able to finish off the Glaive, he just had a little bit more damage output and was able to just keep alive, popping that Atlas, reducing his attack speed. But ended up being taken out. Chakram doing a lot of damage onto that Blackfeather after Idris took out the Scarf, and was able to get him low enough that a combat roll empowered basic attack from Lance was able to finish him off and give an even trade. Right now we are at 6 kills to 9 with the kill advantage for TXG. But there is about a 1k gold lead for TXG. Both teams playing really well, not too much of an advantage being seen by either side. Just really great plays and really great coordination coming off from both Xtfy Gaming and TXG, Team TXG. So really good composure and just calm plays for both these teams. Githian wall going to lock both of them into the wall. Chakram going out, dealing a little bit of damage off to the Blackfeather, but they are going to disengage and move up the lane, try to push this wave, and maybe get a second turret. Impale going out. Crucible being popped. Not going to be able to land the Impale onto the Scarf. But the Spitfire doing some nice damage off on the Lance. He's going to pop his Healing Flask. Now is porting back along with the Glaive. Glaive picking up an Infusion. Looking to go in on this team fight. Lance now has the Crucible. So is going to be able to block that Holy Nova coming off from the Grace, which has been landed quite a few times in really key situations in these team fights. Spitfire Goop coming out, not quite going to land the Goop, but the Spitfire is going to start getting him some stacks. Up to 2 broken mid stacks right now. Looking to engage here. Scarf and Blackfeather are both confused, as well as the Idris and the Glaive. Chakram going out, not going to connect onto anyone, but just throwing it out there, trying to get some nice damage off. Scarf does have that Frostburn now, so he has Frostburn, Broken Myth, Eve, Clockwork. So dishing out those Spitfires left and right, and then dealing a lot of damage with them. The Impale, Githian Wall, and the Afterburn, Blackfeather not able to do anything, ends up getting locked down. Their War Treads being popped, and then Boots by Scarf looking to disengage. So they're going to be able to get out of there, but really great Impale by Lance, able to lock down that Blackfeather, the Impale, followed by the Githian Wall, and then coming out from that Githian Wall stun, Glaive putting the Afterburn in right away. Just really great Impale coming off by Lance, able to secure that. And they're looking like they're going to be going for Kraken here, and they might be able to take it. Spitfire coming out, Afterburn not going to land. The Holy Nova is going to land onto the Glaive, and he's going to back out. Crucible coming up, blocking the burn from the Spitfire. And Kraken is not going to be taking this team fight right now. Impale going out into the Goop, getting low on HP. There goes the Atlas, not landing with anybody, and the Benediction from Grace is going to be able to finish off that Lance. So a little bit of a misplay there. Ended up going for the Impale. Was a nice Impale, landed on both Grace and the Scarf, but ended up impaling right into the Goop, which gave Scarf the ability to just get stacks, land those basic attacks to deal even more damage, and was just able to take out that Lance and have them disengage off of the Kraken. And this gives a great opportunity for Xtfy Gaming to go in there and take this Kraken. Locking onto the Glaive. Glaive going to the Afterburn, going to get blocked. The Divine Intervention coming out to heal the Blackfeather up to about half health. Chakram Ricochet coming out to bring him back. Fountain going to be popped. There goes the Chakram. Holy Nova going to land down on the Glaive, keep him from being able to steal the Kraken. Kraken's going to go to Xtfy Gaming. Afterburn going out to get him out of there. Idris going to be able to take out both the Blackfeather and the Grace, with the Chakram being bounced around from the Shimmer Strike. And he's going to be able to take out both of them, but not going to be able to finish off that Scarf. And Scarf is going to be able to push with this Kraken. Impale not landing. There goes the Githian wall, but the not going to do much. Getting a lot of HP back from these Spitfires. There goes the Goop. Another Spitfire going to land. Lance down to half HP. Impale going to land. There goes the combat roll, pushing him away with the Githian wall. But Scarf is going to be able to take out this turret and get that Kraken to push a little bit further. Spitfire coming out, doing some more damage off on the Lance. There goes another Spitfire, not going to connect, but looking to do some damage and maybe finish off this Lance. There goes an Impale, going to Githian wall, not quite going to connect to the Scarf, so Scarf is going to be able to get out of there, but doing enough damage to that turret that he is going to be able to put him down, to getting that turret down and get a few hits off onto that turret. So that is going to be a great push with the Kraken by Scarf. Idris doing a good job, like I said, taking out the Grace and the Black Feather that team fight, but great opportunity that they took for getting that Kraken, and were able to push a good 2 turrets with that and get some nice damage off on that 3rd turret. So Scarf, definitely seeing Scarf dealing a lot of damage, staying in those back lines, Glaive not being able to get onto her that often, but if he can, he's going to be able to dish out quite a bit of damage because Scarf does not have any armor for him, and having that Tension Bow burst along with the Sorrow Blade, heavy damage coming off from the Sorrow Blade, he's going to be able to dish out some nice damage if he can just get onto that Scarf with an Afterburn, or maybe if Lance sets up an Impale, Githian wall for him, he can just melt down that Scarf and finish him off. So we do see the Eve being finished off on the Idris, so he is going to start getting some HP back from these Chakrams and this heavy damage that he is dealing off on this Scarf and this Black Feather. So that might change the tide of these fights by a good amount here. We will see as this next team fight hopefully goes underway. Just looking for the right opportunity. Lance looking like he might get caught out. Spitfire not going to land. There goes the Goop. Spitfire going to hit onto the Idris, doing some nice damage. The Husk is still up for Idris, so it has not been popped yet. And Xtfy Gaming just looking to get some nice damage in and just find an opportunity to engage on to TXG Gaming. So we do see final builds pretty much coming off from everybody. Black Feather with a Sorrow Blade Shiv breaking point. So the sustain coming off from him is from a Shiv in this game. And that breaking point, now having that breaking point, is going to be able to get stacks from these fights if he can stay alive long enough. Now that he has the Aegis, not going to be taking as much damage from these Chakrams or these basic attacks coming off from the Idris, while he is dealing a lot of damage having that the Shatterglass, Broken Myth, Alternating Current, and Eve. Only defense being a Husk, but it is enough, it seems, in these fights to just give him time to get in there, deal a lot of damage. And Xtfy Gaming being split very heavily right now. There goes Scarf onto the, or not Xtfy, TXG being split heavily. But Xtfy Gaming not being able to capitalize on that. Scarf actually being taken down to a good amount of HP. Glaive looking to get in there, get Afterburn. There go the boots. War Tread's being popped, so that's going to be a bad opportunity for the Afterburn. But the Afterburn is going to land onto the Black Feather. Githian wall going to lock him in there, but the Divine Intervention is going to bring him back to half HP, and he's going to be able to get back into this fight. Goop down, Glaive down to half HP, Goop dealing a lot of damage, Scarf up to 8 Broken Myth stacks, slowly dropping down to 6, 5, and he's going to be losing those stacks, but doing some really nice damage off on this Glaive, and that's giving Glaive a little bit of a hesitance when it comes to coming in on these Afterburns. And just going in. There goes a nice Impale. Githian wall going to lock him into the turret. Chakram doing some nice damage. Idris getting some Broken Mid stacks, doing some nice damage off onto the Black Feather. Afterburn going to come out, but the Rose Offensive is going to get Black Feather out of there. And Idris looking to do some nice damage onto this turret when these minions get pushed. Turret very low. 1 Chakram will get this down pretty low. If not, take it. And that is going to be a turret for TXG Gaming looking to push this game back into their favor. They're up 12 kills to 9 with about a 1.5k gold lead, almost a 2k gold lead. But they could bring this back into their favor. Having these team fights, now that they have a bit more damage, having the Eve on the Idris, getting a bit more sustain, going to be able to dish out a lot more damage and keep himself alive, having only that Husk for defense. The Afterburn coming out, going to do some nice damage off onto the Black Feather. Shimmer Strike going to go on the Black Feather. He's going to jump off, get stunned by the Grace. Atlas gonna get blocked, and Glaive goes down. Lance in there, 9 broken mid stacks on the Scarf is going to be able to take out the Lance and get stunned by the Githian wall, but then a Spitfire finishes off the Idris, and that's going to be an ace. And it looks like this is going to be game 1 for Xtfy Gaming. Really great gameplay by both teams. Great synergy. TXG Gaming had a really good comp. Really great gameplay. They were doing really well. Lance landing a lot of his impales, doing some nice job locking down the Black Feather or the Scarf with the impale, Githian wall combo, and then Glaive coming in with the Afterburn to lock him down for a bit longer. But just Scarf was beginning to deal just too much damage, was getting way too many pokes in with that Spitfire, and was just able to build stacks and just melt this team, and that's what gave it to Xtfy Gaming. That is game 1 for Xtfy Gaming. Getting ready to go into game 2 here shortly.
Yeah, it was really close. It was like back and forth the entire time. That was actually enjoyable. What do you think about these builds?
Yeah, really good. I think, like I said, all of them did a great job. All their builds are honestly not much they could have done to change their builds to really change this game at all. Scarf, of course, really powerhouse. Having that Broken Myth, Frostburn, Eve, Clockwork, just the slow from the Frostburn, the sustain from the Eve, getting those stacks with the Broken Myth, and then having that Clockwork to amplify that damage by 30%, as well as getting those Spitfires out so much more often, just helps him get those stacks up faster, and he can just go in and demolish quicker in these team fights, having that Clockwork in there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much typical build by Black Feather. Been seeing a lot of Sorrow Blade, Shiv, Breaking Point. I personally like the Serpent's Mask Breaking Point build better, but Shiv just really strong, having that Mortal Wound to nullify a lot of the healing coming out from Fountain, Eve, another Shiv is just a really good choice. So it's really good build. He was doing really good on a Black Feather, was just getting caught out a few too many times though by that Lance. Even though he had that Rose Offensive and a Reflex block to block those, he was just not timing them well enough, or just getting caught out to where he didn't have enough time to react. And that just cost him a lot in some of these team fights.
Mm-hmm.
Grace doing a really good job. Typical roam build, but was landing those Holy Novas really well. And was able to get in there and just do some nice crowd control on this team. But honestly, MVP's got to be Lance. Typical build, went for that Aegis, just really smart. Able to just get more defense for that Scarf, which means he'll take less damage, which means he can tank a lot more for his team, which gives that Idris and that Glaive more opportunity to get in there and just lock down the team so they can go in and do the damage. While they did not win this game, I still have to give MVP to TXG because he did a really good job locking it down with that Impale and the Githian walls, and was just doing a really good job at just controlling the other team as best as he could for his teammates. And Idris, just nice damage, Shatter Glass, Eve, Broken Myth, Alt Current, gives that empowered attack, every other attack for the Alt Current, just dealing nice damage, Chakram, just melting the team down. He just wasn't able to get in there and stay in long enough to just take down that team. So just really good job by both teams and good effort, and I can't wait to see what they do into game 2.
Yeah, this is going to be good. So, Tapatio Esports won that first one?
Yes. No. Was it Yeah, Tapatio Esports won the first game.
Okay. Cool.
I've been calling them the wrong team this whole time, haven't I?
I'm not sure.
Yep,
Xtfy, I thought you were confusing Xtfy with XLMG, but I wasn't sure. Anyways, it's Xtfy versus
Tapatio. I was mixing up the teams. It's, okay, so it's Xtfy Gaming. It was TXG and them, and then it's Tapatio Esports was side A.
Yeah.
So, my bad, maybe a little bit of a mix-up, but
yeah,
still, good effort by both teams.
Yeah. What's this damn? Uh-oh, things just got a little wonky. There you go. Oh, it's just all gone. I need TXG to come back. Keys. So I'll just wait a little bit for everybody to get back on, to get their voice issues figured out. And yeah. That was fun. You guys, we also have another match later tonight at 11:30 EST.
And you can't get rid of me because I'm going to be casting that game as well.
Yep, Blake is going to be casting.
If you're looking to get rid of me, don't show up for the stream. If not, come out and have a good time with us and enjoy another great EZL match.
Blake is seriously the best. It's at 10:30 CDT, 8:30 PDT, 11:30 EST, which is my time, so we'll be back then. CTXT. And hi everyone that's been saying hi. I just didn't want to interrupt him. Just want to make sure that I say hi to you guys, and that I didn't want to interrupt all his wonderful casting. Ready? I didn't mean to say okay, I meant to say ready. Oh, I hate the new system. You have to like drag down on the new iOS one. Alright, I'll draft. I don't know if BlogGod wants to spec or what. Alright, let's invite BlogGod to spec because he's been a good sport with me all day. If he'll accept. Come on, buddy. I'm adding you and everything. Okay, you snooze, you lose. He's so silly. There, be happy. Yeah, the draft begins. Yeah, on the left of the stream above my tip cup, Tapatio Esports won the first one. Oh, hey Muse.
Alright, so here we go into game 2, everybody. We got Xtfy Gaming. Sorry for the mix-up for your team names, guys. I apologize. But we got Xtfy Gaming on side A this time, and Tapatio Esports on side B. We're going to see the Grace band and the Catherine band. Very typical bands coming out normally. And we're going to see that Lyra pick up as well as the Arden. Definitely good choices on both sides. Lyra having those heals, the bulwark, just really good. Being able to just mess with the minds of the other team. And even sometimes messing with the minds of your own teammate with the portal coming out can just make the game interesting and just give it a fun twist. So we're going to see the Glaive come out for Tapatio Esports. They're looking to pull off the Glaive this time and try to make it succeed. With the Arden, it will give great opportunity. Vanguard onto Glaive into an Afterburn just gives him a great chance to go in with Afterburns to lock him down, and will just be a great great opportunity there. So we're going to see the Koshka pick. Definitely a nice pick. Goes pretty good with Lyra. Being able to go in, jump in, if you get a Catnip Frenzy off, Lyra is able to put that Sigil down to keep you healed while you're just keeping them stunned. And able to just deal off a massive damage, having a really good early game. And we're going to see the Vox as the last pick for Xtfy Gaming. So really strong comp here, Vox, Koshka, Lyra. Vox and Koshka both go pretty well with Lyra. If you can just get a Sigil onto Koshka when she goes in, have that Bulwark to keep them from afterburning in onto the Vox, keep him on the back lines, and just deal nice damage. So we're going to see the Idris. So it looks like we're going to be seeing another Crystal Idris here, but this time with a Black Feather, or not with a Black Feather, this time with a Arden. And having that Arden there with the Vanguard and the Gauntlet gives just great crowd control with the Gauntlet, locking the enemy team in there for Idris to just come in with the Chakrams, deal some nice damage, and just melt them down, as well as having that Vanguard so Idris doesn't have to rely too much on defense and can focus on getting that damage out there and just melting the enemy team. So here we go, getting right into it. Game 2, we got Xtfy Gaming on side A with TXG on Lyra, King of the Place on Koshka, and Dan Man on to Vox. And then we have Tapatio Esports on side B with the Mist on Idris, Stinson the second on Glaive, and Matt Benq on the Arden. So really typical start going off from the Lyra, going with the contract and the energy battery. It's really good being able to have that energy so you can get some nice poke damage with your double basic attacks coming off there. Having the second basic attack if you stand still while using it just gives some nice early game damage, but it does use some of your energy. So having that battery makes it so you can do some nice poke as well as just keep your sigils up for your teammates and just keep this game alive.
What did you think about the difference in rotation at the beginning? So, blue side, TXG Gaming went on. The Lyra went off, and the Vox stayed with the Koshka to get ambient gold. Whereas the other side, the Glaive farmed alone, and the Rome went up to lane.
Yep, I've definitely seen both styles. I usually do what Tapatio Esports does and just solo the backs if I'm the jungler. But it's really good strategy, and I see it a lot with the pros and with some of the high-tier friends that I play with. Going and having your laner go down into the jungle, depending on who your laner is, and just go through the farm, even if they end up taking some of it. Having the ambient and then having that shared XP in the jungle lets both of them get to level 2 faster, and since they're both damage dealers, they're going to get through that farm faster and give them a higher opportunity of engaging, getting a good team fight. And if that doesn't happen, it gives them a great opportunity to secure that Elder Treant because they'll have that clear level advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Koshka going in with the Pouncy Fun, not going to be able to do some nice damage off the Idris, going to take a turret shot, but isn't going to be able to get out of there.
Koshka doing Koshka things.
Yep, Koshka doing Koshka things. So things being pretty calm right now. Both teams just getting farm, not really engaging too much, getting a little bit of poke here and there. But other than that, things are pretty calm and not too much happening. We'll most likely be seeing some action soon because we do have a Koshka on the field. And gonna be doing some nice damage early game and have that advantage. Koshka going in with the Pouncy Fun, Twirly Death, gonna get some nice damage off on the Idris. There goes the Sigil, gonna bring her back up to full health. Going to get hit by that Scout Trap and being taken down to half health. But she is at level 5 right now, so is at a clear level advantage from the rest of these players. And going to be going back, hitting the shot more, gonna go through that rotation, hit that level 6, and be ready to get a nice team engage going on to Tapatio Esports. So Idris able to push the lane a little bit, gonna be able to get a little bit of poke damage off onto that turret from the minions. Not too much, but it might matter later on in this game. So here comes Lyra and Koshka looking to get a nice gank on Idris, not quite knowing that Glaive is there, but now they do, throwing the Sigil out for a little bit of vision, and is going to be able to push them back a little bit. Koshka up in the top bush, looking to use her Pouncy Fun onto the, oh, there goes the Catnip Frenzy, going to land onto the Idris, but Glaive going to lock onto her, do some nice damage. Vox and Lyra, I think a little bit of a miscommunication, from the team there because they did not jump onto the Idris with them to deal some damage while he was stunned. So a little bit of a miscommunication there, but we're able to get some nice damage onto the Idris and the Glaive. The Shatter Glass being built for Idris is giving him those ranged attacks now, having that CP path, and Koshka is going to go down to an Afterburn. Vox getting kind of low, but there's a Sigil to bring him back up to high health. Vox, don't see it too often, but I do see it every once in a while. It looks like he's going Breaking Point first, so he might be going the Breaking Point Double Tyrants build, possibly. We will see later on in this game, but definitely a little of an older build, but definitely still see it every once in a while. Not that bad of a build if you can play it right and just stay in long enough to get those stacks up.
Yeah, that Koshka ult was a little questionable. Usually you don't use it to engage.
Yeah, you either use it mid-fight to lock them down, or if you do use it to engage, your team engages with you so they can melt him down fast.
And it's not like
but
like
I said, a little bit of a miscommunication, I think, with that team, because he went in there, and Lyra and Vox were on the way of backing out.
Yeah,
so,
and there was still, like, lane minion farm, like, too much of it for the Vox to just ignore it, I feel like.
Arden and Idris still just getting farm, waiting out the lane. You see Koshka finishing up her rotation. Glaive on his way up. Koshka going for her back. So might be an opportunity for Glaive to go in with an afterburn and maybe lock down this team. We do see the gauntlet is up for Arden, so that gives them a great tool to engage with in these team fights. Fountain is up by both teams. We got the Fountain on Lyra and the Fountain on Arden. There goes the Pouncy Fun. Vox going out a little ways, trying, hopefully doesn't overextend too much. Glaive waiting right there. There goes the Chakram, dealing some nice damage, but he's going to pop the Healing Flask and then get a Sigil placed on top of him. And that's going to bring him back to full health. So able to push that wave a little bit. Koshka going down to the shop. Looks like going to be getting a reflex block. So to be able to block that Glaive afterburn if she tries to go in with a Catnip Frenzy. So like normal, seeing the Tension Bow first item on Glaive. Then most likely going to be going for a Sorrow Blade. Very, very typical build you'd see on Glaive. Does some nice damage. Gets that nice early game poke and burst coming out from that Tension Bow. And is just going to be working well for him. We do see the Crucible coming out on the Arden, so that is going to give great opportunity for them to block the Catnip Frenzy. There goes a Sigil, going to get them out of there. Koshka going to go to her backs, get that farm, heal up a bit, and then come back up, try to engage once more. So things being pretty even right now. Tapatio Esports is up by about just under 1k gold lead right now. Having a bit of a farm advantage. Idris doing a little bit better with his farm, is up 97 creep score to 81 for Vox. So definitely doing a little bit better on his farming. We see the Aegis coming out for Vox. So looking to get that defense for Idris very early. And Idris is going to be able to finish off the Lyra right as she tries to Spectral Passage right out of there. So they're going for Gold Mine. Idris up there trying to protect the lane, but the Pouncy Fun and the Twirly Death coming out. But there goes a great Gauntlet going to stun the Koshka, get another turret shot off on her, and the Healing Flask able to save the Idris from being taken out by that Koshka.
That Koshka barely got out.
Yeah, Koshka got really low. Does not have much in the terms of defense, so he's getting melted pretty heavily by these Chakrams from Idris, as well as just the tension about proc and all these basic attacks coming off on the glaive. Afterburn going to go through, not going to be able to push him in the direction he wanted to, and is going to take him down low, but that gives Idris the opportunity to take out the turret, glaive, sacrificing his life to distract the Vox, keep him off of the lane, and that just gave the Mist and Matt BenQ the opportunity to push that lane and just take out that first turret, giving them an even bigger gold lead. We're up to about a 2.5k gold lead coming out for Tapatio Esports. So starting to take this one on their side heavily. I mean, their late game is really strong, so they can just keep this up. They have high hopes for this game.
Mm-hmm.
So Crucible is finished off by the Lyra, so is going to be able to block that Gauntlet or that Afterburn, whichever she seems fit to block. And the first Tyrant's Monocle being finished off on to the Vox, so he's going to start getting that crit damage and just start dealing out a bit more burst as he builds up those stacks. War Treads is finished off by Arden. Gauntlet is up, so probably looking to engage here, probably. Having the War Treads and the Gauntlet is really good engaging tools to just get in there, lock down the enemy team, and just deal some nice, just lock him down so that his teammates can just deal nice damage.
Yeah, they don't have a turret, so it's actually a really good moment.
Yeah, could see a Gauntlet coming in any moment now. Will give great opportunity to try to lock down this box. Everyone does have a reflex block, though, as well as the Crucible coming out for Lyra. There goes the wait for it, going to silence the Idris, but not going to be able to follow up with it, and is just going to lose that opportunity for a silence later on if they have a good team fight. Chakram going out, dealing some nice damage, taking Vox down to about half HP. Gauntlet coming down is going to miss the Vox. Mistimed reflex block on Kashka is going to get her stunned by the Gauntlet, but she's going to be able to get out of there. Healing Flask being popped, as well as a Sigil thrown on top of the Vox after Chakram takes down a good amount of health from that Vox. 1,800 gold on the Idris is going to come down, look to get that Broken Myth, and he is going to be dealing a lot more damage now, getting those stacks in these team fights with those Chakrams that he keeps placing. And things are looking really good for Tapatio Esports, looking to make this a 2-0 series against Xtfy Gaming. Will they pull it off? We'll see. Yeah, definitely seeing Xtfy Gaming is starting to fall behind a bit. Kashka still not having that Broken Myth yet, and being 13 minutes into the game, she is starting to fall off a bit. Not quite dealing as much damage as she needs to be, and even if she is, her just not enough defense is just getting melted down by the Chakram and the basic attacks coming off from the Idris, and just not able to do anything. Idris doing a really good job, Mist, great laner, and we've just seen so much skill coming out from him last game and even in this game, and he's just landing a lot of these Chakrams, doing some nice damage. And there goes the Catnip Frenzy. Crucible is going to block it, but Kashka ends up getting caught out. Not quite going to get taken out, though. Just barely being saved by the Bulwark, slowing down the glaive long enough for Kashka to get out of range from being taken out from that afterburn punt. So she is going to be finishing off that Broken Myth now. Mist getting low, but getting that health treant is going to be regenning a good amount of that HP there. And they're going to back off. We're able to get some nice damage in. Good attempt at a Catnip Frenzy by Kashka, but just went in way too deep without her team there to back her up and just got melted down. But luckily enough, her Lyra was able to place a really nice bulwark down to just get her out of there and keep her alive. So we have about a 3k gold lead coming off for Tapatio Esports. Still have that first turret at pretty much just about full health. So things looking really good for them. Starting to get further into the late game, they're dishing out a lot more damage. And they're just able to deal with this Kashka very well. Having that Crucible, having a reflex block on everybody, and they're just not able to do anything on the side of Xtfy Gaming. Oh, Lyra going in for the face check is going to take a chakram to the face as well as a twisted stroke. Is going to just lose so much health, but is able to get out of there with an arcane passage. Oh, nice gauntlet coming down is going to lock them in. Crucible coming out as well as the healing flask is going to get Vox out of there. There goes the fountain and the healing flask of her own. Lyra just barely able to survive. The afterburn being blocked by a Kashko reflex block, so she's going to be able to get out of there, but they're all so low. Tapatio Esports looking to get some nice damage off on this turret while they can, while the team's slow. Glaive getting chunked by the Kashka. The Pouncy Fun and the Twirly Death taking him down really low. There goes the Afterburn with the Twisted Stroke, and then popping his Blood Song. He's going to be able to finish off the Kashka. Oh, man, Lyra really low. They're cornering them. There goes Vox. Next, Lyra is going to be able to get out with a Sigil Pop for the speed boost. But will she be able to just get out of there and survive? Things are not looking good for her. Oh, nice throwing the Sigil down, popping it. There goes the Bulwark. Here comes the Afterburn. Is going to push her under the turret. And there goes the Arcane Passage. Man, Lyra giving Glaive the chase of his life. Oh, she's going to try to get out going back through the Arcane Passage, but she's going to run into Idris, and Idris is going to be able to finally finish her off, but is able to survive long enough to where they not get the ace, but they were able to get that second turret down and just increase their gold lead up to about a 6.5k gold lead, just under a 6.5k gold lead.
Those are some very
Tapatio
nice
Esports
jukes.
are just hammering down Xtfy Gaming, and just Xtfy Gaming just does not know what they can do. They're doing their hardest, getting some really good engages, but just not able to dish out the damage that they need. Nice Afterburn, getting the Afterburn, punting him away, as well as popping the Atlas off on him. Is going to pop the Gauntlet down, but Vox is going to be able to take out the Glaive, having the Breaking Point double Tyrants. But the, Crystal Sentry not quite going to be able to take him out, but there goes the Vanguard, pushing the Idris up to get a basic attack off and finish off that box.
Those jukes by that Lyra, those were really great.
Oh man, it's great to see Roams get nice jukes.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing Arden's one of my favorite Roams, and when you can be Arden, Vanguard after Vanguard, just juke them, go in a bush, go out the bush right as they go in. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a recap on these builds. We do see Arden, really smart play by Arden. Getting the Atlas as well as the Metal Jacket on top of it, Vox not having any Pierce, is not going to do much damage to Arden, which means he will get his Breaking Point stacks up a lot slower than he would be on the Arden if Arden were to get caught out or to dive in and try to Atlas him. So he's going to get less stacks and not going to be able to build up as fast if he tries and focuses the Arden. Idris, typical build. We see the Broken Myth, Eve, Shattered Glass, Alternating Current, nice damage. We do see, and I like this much better than a Husk, we see the Atlas or the Aegis coming out, gives him a reflex block to use as well as defense to just nullify a lot of that damage coming out from Kashka, and will just keep him alive a lot longer. Having that reflex block built into the Aegis, give him that opportunity to get that barrier up and give him more opportunities to just get out. Looks like Tapatio looking for scout traps, thinking about going for Kraken, but not quite going to take that opportunity. Seeing the Sigil come down from the Lyra, they're going to back off and wait for a better opportunity to take this Kraken. Tapatio up in the enemy lane bush, looking to push this wave quite a bit, getting far down the lane, and Xtfy Gaming could get caught out here. Lyra face checking the bush, arcane passaging over the wall, gonna get out of there, but the Chakram gonna take her down pretty low. But the Sigil coming up, gonna be able to bring her back down. The Sonic Zoom coming out from Vox, getting stuck on the turret. Gauntlet coming down is going to hit the Lyra, but not going to be able to follow up through. Wait for it being used, but only landing on the Idris, and Silence already gone, so not much use being used out of there. is going to make them back off a bit, though. Chakram going out, doing a little bit of poke damage off on that turret. And there goes another Chakram doing some nice damage to the Lyra, slowly getting stacks off on that Lyra. Koshko going in with a Pouncy Fun and Twirly Death, doing some nice damage. Catnip Frenzy, not quite going to get blocked. And that's going to shut down the Glaive a bit, but not going to be able to do enough damage. Vox isn't able to get in there fast enough to deal enough damage in, and Vox getting low. But there goes a Imperial Sigil coming out from Lyra. But that looks like that's going to be the choke point turret for Tapatio Esports. Great just synergy coming out by them, doing some nice damage, getting them the back off, gives them the opportunity to go in. Afterburn coming out is going to push that Vox back, giving Idris the opportunity to lock him down. There goes Vox. There goes Lyra. Koshka just barely going to be able to get out. And that looks like Tapatio Esports is going to be going for the Kraken right now. Great opportunity, great engage by them. Glaive got really low from Vox, and then Koshka using the Twirly Death and the Pouncy Fun. But just really great decision-making by Tapatio Esports, going in with the Afterburn, even though he was low, hunting that Vox backwards, giving Idris, the mist on Idris, the opportunity to just focus him down and just take him out, which turned that team fight heavily in their favor, because Vox is their highest damage dealer on their team right now that we're getting more into the late game and Koshka's starting to fall off a bit. So that is going to be a easy Kraken for Tapatio Esports. And with only 2 turrets up for the side of Xtfy Gaming, Tapatio is looking to push this for a victory.
You okay?
So Glaive on his way to come with the rest of the team, going to come and push this Kraken off on these turrets. Chakram coming out, not going to connect with anybody. Slowly just getting some poke damage, getting some stacks off with his base attack, dealing some nice damage to Vox. There goes the Gauntlet, not going to connect onto anybody though. There go War Treads going down, focusing the turret. Catnip Frenzy going to land onto the Idris, but Koshka is just going to be focused down by the Idris and be not quite taken out. Is he going to finish her off? Yep, there we go. Basic attack going out, going to finish him off. Chakram going down. The 9 broken mist stacks, the mist, doing massive amounts of damage. There goes the last turret. Fountain being popped for Tapatio Esports. They're just going to focus down this crystal. And that's going to be game 2 and the match for Tapatio Esports.
Wow.
Man, just great decision-making and gameplay, knowing right when to engage and just using their comp to the highest of its abilities and its just potential to just bring out this game. They had about an 8k gold lead, starting with about a 2k gold lead about like 6 to 7 minutes into this game, and just slowly building up that gold lead at the end of it, having about an 8k gold lead, and we're just able to finish off Xtfy Gaming for a 2-0 victory in this match. Xtfy doing a really good job in both games, putting up a really good fight, having a lot of really good plays, but just not quite able to execute and just bring the heat to Tapatio Esports that they needed to. But really